Welcome to Bright English Lab, where English is made simple. Welcome to Bright English Lab. This is not a channel about memorizing rules or repeating boring exercises. Here, we help you understand English the way it's actually used, in real life by real people. If you're listening right now, take a moment, relax, put on your headphones, and focus. Because from this point on, you're stepping into Bright English Lab, where English finally makes sense. Hi, I'm Daphne.
And I'm Damien.
Today, we're focusing on practical English for daily life.
You know, I remember when I was traveling in Germany and I walked into a bakery.
What happened?
I wanted a specific type of bread, but I just couldn't find the words. I pointed at the wrong thing and ended up with a sweet cake instead of bread.
Oh no, that must have been frustrating.
It was. I felt so tongue-tied, even though it was such a simple situation.
That happens to everyone. But today, we're going to give you the essential phrases for situations like that.
Exactly. So you can feel more confident.
Remember, it's about confidence, not perfection. Let's get started. Let's start with socializing and small talk. When you meet new people, it can feel a bit awkward, right?
Definitely. What are some common scenarios where we need these phrases?
Think about parties, weddings, or even at work. You want to start a conversation, but don't know how.
Right. So, what do we say first?
Start simple. You can say, "Nice to meet you." Or, if you want to connect, try, "Are you a friend of Sarah?"
That makes sense. So, you're finding common ground.
Exactly. Or comment on the event itself. For example, "This wedding is wonderful, isn't it?"
Okay, let me try. Nice to meet you. Are you a friend of the bride?
Yes, I am. We went to university together. How about you?
I work with the groom. This place is beautiful, isn't it?
Perfect. See how you kept the conversation flowing? You asked a question, then added a comment.
It feels natural when you break it down like that.
Now, what if you need to leave the conversation politely?
Good question. I never know how to do that without being rude.
You can say, "It was nice talking to you." Or, "Excuse me, I need to find my friend." Both are polite and clear.
Those are really helpful. I'll remember those.
The key is to smile and sound warm. Tone matters a lot in English.
All right, now let's talk about shopping. That's something everyone does, right?
Absolutely. Shopping is one of the most common situations where you need English.
So, what phrases should we know?
Start with asking for help. You can say, "Do you have this in a different color?" Or, "Do you have this in size medium?"
Okay, what if I want to try something on?
Just ask, "Can I try it on?" The employee will show you to the fitting room.
Can I try it on?
Of course! The fitting rooms are right over there. How does it fit?
Hmm, it's a little tight around the shoulders.
Would you like to try a larger size?
Yes, please. Do you have this in large?
Let me check for you. Here you go.
This feels way better. How much is it?
Great. Notice how Damien described the fit clearly. A little tight or feels way better are super useful.
Now, what about ordering food or drinks?
Good transition. Let's say you're at a cafe or a fast food place. The staff will ask, "What can I get for you?"
And I say,
"I'd like a coffee, please." Or, "I'd like a cheeseburger and fries." Use "I'd like." It's polite and clear.
I'd like. Got it. What if they offer me options, like sizes or combos?
They might say, "Which combo would you like?" Or "Small, medium, or large?" Just pick one and answer clearly.
Let me try. I'd like an ice cream, please.
Sure. Cup or cone?
Cone, please. Can I try a sample of the chocolate flavor first?
Of course. Here you go.
Perfect. I'll take 1 scoop of chocolate, please.
Excellent. You were polite, clear, and you even asked for a sample. That's really natural.
Pronunciation matters here, right?
It does. Speak slowly and clearly, especially with food names. If they don't understand, just repeat calmly. Before we continue, let me tell you something quickly. If you want to keep improving your English, hear new lessons like this every week, and feel more confident when you speak, make sure to subscribe to Bright English Lab so you don't miss future episodes. And if this lesson is helpful for you right now, giving it a thumbs up tells YouTube that this kind of clear, practical English content is useful, and it helps other learners find it too. All right, let's continue. Now let's talk about navigating public spaces and asking for help.
This is really important. What if I need to take a taxi or a train?
Let's start with a taxi. When you get in, the driver will usually ask, "Where to?"
Where to?
"The train station, please. Can you drop me near the main entrance?"
Sure, let's go.
"How long will it take?"
About 15 minutes, depending on traffic.
"Okay, thank you." See? Simple and clear. If you need something extra, like stopping at an ATM, you can say, "Can we stop at an ATM on the way?"
That's helpful. Now, what about taking a train?
Great question. When you're at the platform, you might need to check if it's the right train.
How do I ask that?
You can say, "Is this the train to London?" Or, "Does this train stop at Oxford?"
Excuse me, is this the train to London?
Yes, it is. It leaves in 5 minutes.
Thank you. And if I want to sit down?
Just ask, is this seat taken? If someone's bag is there, they'll move it.
Is this seat taken?
No, go ahead.
Thanks. These phrases are so practical.
They really are. Now, what if you need to ask for a small favor, like borrowing a charger?
I always feel nervous asking strangers for help.
Just be polite. You can say, "Excuse me, do you have a phone charger I could borrow?" Or, "Could I borrow your pen for a moment?"
Excuse me, do you have a phone charger I could borrow?
Sure, here you go.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Perfect. Always say thank you and show appreciation. That makes a big difference.
Okay, now let's talk about daily routines and handling small challenges.
Yes, everyone has those mornings where things go wrong, right?
Oh, definitely. Like when you wake up late and everything feels rushed.
Exactly. Let's learn phrases for those moments. First, how do you check the time?
What time is it?
It's 8:30.
Oh no! I overslept! My class starts at 9.
Great. So, you said I overslept. That explains the problem clearly.
What if I can't find something? Like my keys.
You can say, I can't find my keys. Or, I can't find my wallet. Simple and direct.
I can't find my phone. Have you seen it?
I think it's on the table in the kitchen.
Oh, found it. Thanks.
Now, what if you're late for work or school? You need to apologize.
How do I do that genuinely?
You can say, I'm really sorry I'm late. I overslept. Or, I'm sorry, I missed the bus.
I'm really sorry I'm late. I overslept this morning.
That's okay. Just try to be on time tomorrow.
I will. I promise.
Good. Adding, I promise, shows you're serious about doing better.
What about discussing daily plans with family?
You can say things like, what time are you leaving? Or, my meeting is at 3. I'll be home by 6.
What time are you leaving for work?
I'm leaving at 7:30. What about you?
My class starts at 9, so I'll leave around 8:15.
Perfect. These small exchanges help you coordinate with the people around you every day.
They're simple, but really useful.
Exactly. And remember, if you make a mistake or forget something, just explain calmly. People understand. All right, let's do a quick recap of what we covered today.
Yes, we talked about a lot of everyday situations.
We started with socializing and small talk. Phrases like, nice to meet you, are you a friend of Sarah? And this wedding is wonderful, isn't it?
Then we moved to shopping and ordering. Do you have this in large? Can I try it on? And I'd like a coffee, please.
Right. Then navigating public spaces. Where to? Is this the train to London? Is this seat taken?
And finally, daily routines and small challenges. What time is it? I overslept. I can't find my keys.
All of these phrases are tools. The more you use them, the more natural they become.
So, what's a good way for listeners to practice right away?
I recommend picking just one phrase from today and committing to using it. Maybe tomorrow at the store or when talking to a friend.
That's a great tip. You can also practice short dialogues with yourself. Just say them out loud at home.
Exactly. Even practicing alone builds your confidence and muscle memory.
The key is consistent, real world practice.
Yes, don't wait for the perfect moment. Start using what you learned today. All right, that brings us to the end of today's episode.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
We really hope these phrases help you feel more confident in everyday situations.
Remember, you don't need to be perfect. Just start practicing and you'll improve.
If you found this episode helpful, make sure to subscribe to Bright English Lab so you get more practical lessons every week.
And we'd love to hear from you. Share your own practice experiences with us in the comments.
What phrases are you going to try first? Let us know.
Until next time, keep practicing and keep learning.
See you soon.